What's up, Highs crew? In today's video, I finally answered the call that so many of you have asked for, and I've given you a full Lee Sin jungle game with commentary. This game is obviously won in about 20 minutes, but I did cut off some of the filler time because the shorter the video, the better in terms of render time. So just some background information about this game. It was on my Smurf because you guys wanted to see a full game in carrying low elo as Lee Sin, and I felt this game was perfect for that. My MMR for this game was low to mid gold, though I was only in silver 1 myself. The enemy jungler is Amumu, and I am on blue side. So without further ado, let's see how to win a game in 20 minutes with Lee Sin.
So we can be free.
So as you guys can see, my clear is a little bit different in this game than you guys are used to seeing me do. I know I've been preaching for a standard clear on Lee Sin, which on blue side would be Gromp to blue to red, and then gank top or mid or take Scuttle. And I still stand by that for players that are new to Lee Sin. But once you get comfortable on his clearing and being able to stay healthy, I found that his full clear to be extremely effective. So I get my red just a little bit later than usual, but I'm just as healthy because of how strong my clear is on Lee. And as soon as I take my red, I then can either go to my Krugs and get an early level 4, or I can gank top. Knowing that they have an Nasus, someone who is really weak early, but deadly later, if I can get an early gank on him, whether we get the kill or not, it would be in everyone's best interest. Because I noticed that he is a little overextended, I don't hesitate and I go right in. So when ganking on Lee Sin, it's important to understand the optimal way of chaining your abilities. If you don't need to lead with Q, then don't. Just ward hop on top of them and apply red buff in your cripple. Then as they retreat, use your Q to finish them off. This is the best way of sticking as Lee Sin, and before 6, it is not the easiest to gank with him. So you need to make sure you're chaining your abilities optimally. Of course, we did get the first blood on Nasus, which is huge in snowballing this game. So I then proceed to finish off my top side camps and back. And when I back, notice what I'm buying. I get the first part of Tracker's Knife, I get boots, and I get the pink ward. It is important to be buying these pink wards. You know, I said it in a lot of my other videos. If you have a good flow of income, especially in the early game, these pink wards are huge because, especially on Lee, you're not buying the sweeper if you're like me and you build Tracker's Knife. I like having the extra wards in my trinket slot. So these pink wards are pretty much your only way of clearing vision when you try to gank. So, you know, just make sure that you are staying active with pink ward placements. And, you know, of course I bought the boots just for better movement speed to continue to snowball the game. So being a good League player can really be summarized with one important thing: knowing your limitations and knowing the enemy's capabilities. So because I know Lee Sin's limitations and Amumu's capabilities at this point in the game, I get that deep pink ward, which will allow me to mess with him in his jungle a little bit. And I know I can because I know I'm stronger. Okay, so I've cleared my bot side jungle, I've gotten a deep pink ward, now what? Well, I know Ahri's capabilities as well, and I know that before 6, she is pretty prone to ganks. And if I wait any longer and she hits 6, I could miss that window of opportunity. So I'm very decisive, which is also important as a jungler, and I go right in when I see her a little overextended. Your goal as any jungler is to punish people for their mistakes. In other words, for them underestimating your capabilities as a jungler. As you can see, I use the same ganking mechanics as I did against Nasus because I'm not level 6 yet, so the ward hop E and save the Q is still the most optimal way of ganking. Okay, so the next proactive move that I make is invading a Mumu at his red. So I clear my blue pretty much on respawn, so I know that the enemy's red is also just respawning. I quickly clear my blue, and then because a Mumu steps on a ward at his raptors, I know he's yet to get to his red. My pink ward is also still up, so I know he won't even see me coming. I know my limitations, and I know that I can easily win that duel at this point in the game. Now, because I am stepping into enemy territory though, I do tell my bot lane to watch me in case shit goes sour. So let's see how this plays out. I kill a Mumu and now a wild Ahri appears. This is where I just need to mechanically outplay her. And I do. Thankfully my team listened and gave me some help. This is the glory of winning the early game as a jungler. You get more help from your lanes because they can afford it because they are also ahead. Okay, so now I just got my red for the second time, and I have to then make a decision of what to do. Because I'm pretty ahead, and so is J4, I want to continue the bleeding for the enemy Nasus. Again, it comes down to knowing the limitations of me and J4, and knowing the capabilities of the enemy Nasus. I come in, I lead with a ward, I ult him into the wall to set up me and J4's combo, and we finish him off. So at this point, you can pretty much see I'm pulling the enemy Amumu and the enemy Nasus. I have complete control over their topside jungle, and I give Susan the good old Camperino because fuck Nasus, right? Now that I have topside snowballing, it's time to transfer the snowball to bot side as well. Mid lane is shoving, forcing RD to defend. This opens up a window to now get control over the bot side jungle. Soraka courageously goes to clear my pink ward, but my team is so ahead that we're just all over at this point, and we get the free kill and maintain the pink ward. At this point in the game, it's just like clockwork. As you can see, I give them no time to breathe, and thus no time to come back. Throwing on Lee Sin is extremely common because of how hard he falls off, so if you're serious about winning a game, you gotta give them no time to breathe whenever you begin to snowball a game. Sometimes you might get a little hyphy and die like I did here, but if you ain't dying, you ain't trying. Heizman 2016. Once you're confident enough with these mechanics, you can start to be a little hyper aggressive like I am here. It's a sure way of tilting the enemy team. And I'm just going to let the rest of the game play out from here because at this point, I'm not really doing anything special outside of just mechanically outplaying them. And we're so far ahead that we just shove it right down mid lane. that's the end of the game, that's the victory, and that concludes how to win a game in 20 minutes as Lee Sin. I hope this video gave you guys a feel for how to win with Lee Sin, especially in lower elo, and I hope it'll help you guys who are trying to climb. Also guys, I now have a Facebook page, so please click this link or the link in the description and go ahead and like my Facebook page. Of course, I have a Twitter as well, which you can follow me at, and as always, catch me on Twitch. Until next time, Heiz crew, you're the best.
And it was dark, it took a while to find it, but when I did, best believe a nigga hit that Heizman. And there's some hoes in this place, and if you get